Modern Horizons 2 spoilers have just hit the internet, and we have some interesting cards to go over. Welcome back to my channel. I am Matt Caster Mage, and I do make Magic the Gathering content every single day, so please join me and subscribe, and let's jump into these spoilers. So Modern Horizons 1 was a set that really shook things up in Modern. If you remember, it led to a lot of bans, it led to a lot of cards getting banned that were previously completely fine, but because of new mechanics that worked with other cards that were printed in Modern Horizons, there was a lot of positivity that came from the set, but then there was a lot of like devastation that led to a lot of bans, and it kind of left players divided on their real stance and what they might have believed, how good of a set Modern Horizons was going into things. So people are very cautious, obviously, about Modern Horizons 2, as they should be. If you're someone who loves Modern, if you like the integrity of the game, this is going to be something that you're going to really be keeping an eye on. We have some interesting spoilers to go over, some reprints and some new cards. So first one is Brainstone, obviously a play on words, and the reason why it's a play on words is more because it's similar to a card that we've had in the past, a very iconic card. It's a 1-mana artifact, and then for 2 you can sack it and pay 2, and then you sacrifice Brainstone and draw 3 cards and put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. Now, what does that remind you of? Yeah, correct, Brainstorm. Not quite as powerful, because it's going to end up costing you 3 mana instead of the 1 mana, but either way, I think this is a pretty interesting inclusion into this set. We have Urza Saga, obviously a play on words for the set Urza Saga, very iconic. It's got 2 versions of the arts. I think you're probably only going to get one of the versions of arts in a collector box, but interesting enchantment land. So yeah, this is interesting. You're getting an enchantment saga land. So first you gain just 1 mana, and then after you gain 2 mana, you can create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token. With this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Interesting. This could be maybe something new in some form of an affinity deck or something. And then you can search your library for an artifact card with mana cost 0 or 1 and put it into the battlefield and shuffle your library. Now this could be very, very devastating in Modern. I imagine there's going to be a lot of new brews that can try to utilize this card, and maybe, I don't know, could it be banned? Like, this is what I'm automatically thinking of things that could be banned, because that's what happened ultimately in Modern Horizons, the first set that came out. And yes, this is one that's actually a spoiler that I talked about over a month ago, and I was uncertain whether or not this is fake, because if this card was printed in Modern Horizons 2, I think it's going to really shake things up in the format, and potentially even warp the format, and that's Counterspell. Yes, we are getting Counterspell. So a lot of control decks right now just got another piece into their toolbox that's going to make their decks even more powerful. So, I mean, I imagine there can be a lot of cards that are in control decks right now that might actually start going up in price, because they're just going to be a lot more competitive now, and Counterspell is going to give them that needed push. Going to be insane. And then we have Diamond Lion. Reminds you of Lion's Eye Diamond. It's a 2-mana artifact cat, and you discard your hand, sacrifice Diamond Lion, add 3 mana of any color, and then you activate only as an instant. That could really, I could see an artifact deck already brewing out of these. Very fast mana you can get from this. Sanctum Prelate, this is interesting. This card came out originally in Conspiracy Take the Crown, but what I found more interesting is the fact that this spoiler that I'm looking at right now is actually an old border card. So interesting that this was not thrown, if this is something that they're going to do moving forward, because I thought this was only going to be specific to like Time Spell Remastered. I wonder what it's going to do to the prices now of Time Spell Remastered, if this is going to be a recurring thing that they're going to do. Is this a new version of lottery cards to have these old border cards, perhaps? And obviously we have, what we already knew is going to be in this set, the fetch lands. So we have all the Zendikar block fetch lands like Verdant Catacombs. Obviously, we have Scalding Tarn, Misty Rainforest, Marsh Flats, and Arid Mesa. But this is where things get really cool. We have them all in old Border. Yes, we are getting the fetch lands in Old Border now to match the Onslaught fetch lands. So if you're someone who likes consistency in your decks, whether you're playing Legacy or Commander, you know, even if you're playing Modern, I guess you can throw some Old Border. Although I think Old Border cards look a little better in like a Legacy deck, or maybe something where you have a theme of more old cards. But this is crazy to see that. So Marsh Flats, these are going to look amazing in foil, especially if they're at least foiling the same way they did with Time Spiral Remastered. These are going to look really nice. Misty Rainforest as well. This is very nostalgic. Scalding Tarn, Verdant Catacombs, Arid Mesa, all of these cards are going to be done in the Old Border frame. Wow, this is going to be crazy. This is really going to push the prices up. I think these spoilers are going to most likely increase the pre-release pricing, at least in my local game store. I haven't checked. I literally just woke up and I saw these spoilers. I haven't even been able to check the prices. Usually when massive spoilers drop for a set, the pre-order prices always go up by a little bit. So we shall see what's going to happen with this. We also have Dakin Blackblade, and that was the card that they're using on the box art. So that's not a surprise to see that card here. But that was very interesting. Let me know what you guys think of these spoilers. Are you more excited for the set to come out now that you have some spoilers to look into? Or are you actually kind of like just, you don't really care, you figured they were going to do this anyways? For me personally, the biggest shock was seeing that they're going to bring back the Old Border treatment, which I thought that was going to be very specific to Time Spiral Remastered, and now it looks like it's not something that's unique to that set. And now this is something that maybe they're going to keep doing moving forward. And, you know, someone who collects and invests in the game, especially in sealed product, it takes away some of the uniqueness now of Time Spiral Remastered. And, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the future with those sealed product. But anyways, just something that I'm thinking about right now. But I'm shocked about the Old Border foils personally. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are down below, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video.
Being a patron will help me produce more market movers and add to the funds that I will use for my random buys, and also to my coffee fund, because I drink a lot of coffee for these videos. And here you can see a link below in the description that will give you all the tiers and what you get in each tier. So I hope you guys click and think about joining. And with that, I'll see you next video. Think about supporting the channel in that way. If not, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I will see you again in the next video.